So this man Saul, whose name then changes, or he starts going by his other name, Paul, he makes eye contact with each of us in this passage. And he says to us, if God can have mercy on me, the worst of sinners, He can save anyone. If God can save me, Paul declares, the one-time persecutor of the church who hated it with a fury, He can save anyone. And so, given his experience and the patience and mercy of God revealed in his conversion, Paul would encourage us to pray for and care about and witness to even the most hard-hearted, resistant enemies of the gospel we know. And to do so however long it takes, because the hound of heaven was tracking Paul down, even as he was tracking Christians down in Damascus. And the Lord interrupted Saul's hell-bound race. And my friends, He's still interrupting and intervening in lives each day in a similar way throughout the world, through the proclamation of the gospel. Listen, no one is safe from the hound of heaven. And God specializes in saving the least likely. So no one you know, so no one you love, so no one you care for, so no one you care about, no one you're presently burdened for is beyond the reach of the mercy of God. And that's why this story, or one reason why, it's relevant to us. And then finally, your conversion is proof of God's sovereign grace. Your conversion is proof of God's sovereign grace. For the moment, from this moment of his conversion, whenever Paul references his conversion in Scripture, he always attributes it to the sovereign grace of God. And so should we. Because Acts 9 is really a picture of how each of us becomes a Christian. If you're a Christian, even though your conversion wasn't accompanied by the same dramatic circumstances, it was a sovereign action. It was sovereign grace. Sovereign means God controlling. And by the way, sovereign grace isn't always sudden and dramatic. Sometimes sovereign grace is gentle and gradual in its effects. But salvation is a gift from God. A gift from God we don't deserve and we cannot earn, given freely to us by God. And as God takes the initiative and pursues us and brings us to Himself, we do not save ourselves. We don't save ourselves by going to church enough and reading our Bible enough and saying Christian things enough and by being better than our neighbors, because you never will be. No one saves themselves if you're really a Christian. Salvation is all of grace, all of sovereign grace.